Assalamualaikum everyone. Today, I will explore the complexity of fintech. Ironically, the reason I don't want to talk too much about this topic is that I'm not educated in it and the terms like big data, blockchain, Bitcoin, etc. sound too peculiar to me. I may have heard about it on certain occasions but not really pay attention to them because they are not in my area of interest. But the syllabus of this subject requires us to at least know something about fintech. So based on my little research that I had made during Hari Raya celebration, I break down this topic into three parts. First is on the definition of fintech and its development since 1886 to current days. Second part discusses some innovation of fintech available today, such as crowdfunding, mobile payment, and P2P lending. And final part identifies several key drivers for its growth together with benefits and risks arising from fintech developments. Part 1. Technology like smartphone and Internet of Things are changing the way the financial service providers operate and deliver services. Financial services reach a whole new level when it meets technology, and this phenomenon is mostly driven by the customer's demand of fast, efficient, and convenient services. Financial technology, or simply known as fintech, is one of the fastest growing sectors, with fintech or big tech companies innovating in a fast and convenient financial services almost in every area of finance, from depositing, making payments, remittances, to applying loans through mobile phone. This generous support of financing is many customers' life without having to wait in line for half an hour or even hours in financial institution outlets to get these transactions done. Fintech companies are achieving competitive advantage by integrating technologies like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, blockchain, and big data, transforming traditional financial services into safer, faster, and efficient in line with customers' needs. In Malaysia, the presence of fintech is still in its infancy but growing rapidly, and this development has shaken the position of traditional offline financial service, that is bank. Nonetheless, banks are fast enough to keep pace with fintech either by creating their own fintech innovations or working with fintech startups and companies to stay relevant. There have been many players of fintech startups and companies, but purely homegrown companies that are still headquartered in Malaysia are Axiata Digital, BigPay, and CoinGecko, to name a few. Axiata Digital operates brands like Boost and Aspirasi. Boost is among one of the early players within the Malaysian e-wallet space, and Aspirasi is a digital financing platform for micro and SME businesses. Another player is BigPay under Asia Group. BigPay comes with a well-designed budget management function which provides you visuals of what you have been spending on. The exchange rates offered by BigPay is very competitive and is fast becoming a preferred method for travelers compared to the traditional way exchange currency at a physical money changer. And CoinGecko is among the largest crypto data aggregator in the world that provides a better evaluation of cryptocurrency and real-time data on cryptocurrency. So let's watch this video to learn about cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is not a coin. It is not physical. It's not something you put in your pocket. It's basically computer code that you store in an online or digital wallet. So it's gone from under $1,000 at the beginning of this year to now around $17,000 per Bitcoin. And it's largely because Wall Street has taken notice, and professional traders and investors are jumping in and buying it. And now there's going to be futures traded on two of the biggest exchanges in the world, Bitcoin futures, and that is helping to push the price of Bitcoin up. So you buy Bitcoin by going online and setting up a digital wallet, which is where you will store your Bitcoins. And there are lots of sites that have this service, Coinbase being a big one. You go on there, you set up your wallet, then you link that wallet to your banking account, and then a couple of days later, you can begin to buy and sell Bitcoin and store it in your wallet. The price is very, very volatile. So if you buy it today at $17,000, tomorrow it could be worth $12,000, or it could be worth $24,000. It's a total gamble. Another thing is that Bitcoin is largely unregulated. There's no bank connected to it. It's just exists among these people who've created it, found it. It's called mining, and it's out there like the Wild West. So if you buy it, you have to be prepared to lose all of your money. So people have asked, will the rally last? And, like anything on Wall Street, it's really hard to say definitively that Bitcoin's price is going to stay at these high levels. There's certainly enough professional investor interest in Bitcoin to keep it going, at least for the foreseeable future. But there's plenty of skepticism by big name professional investors like Warren Buffett and the CEO of JP Morgan to say, this interest could just go away tomorrow. Like people could just say, well, that was fun, and walk away, sell everything. Usually the people who are last into the product are the ones to get burned.
Absolutely. Development in Malaysian fintech is altering the country's financial sector landscape. Fintech describes any company using innovative technologies like internet mobile devices and cloud services to make financial services more efficient, personal, and secure to its customers. Fintech has broad applications from education sector to retail banking, fundraising, and non-profit organization and investment management. So who use fintech? Fintech is utilized to help companies, business owners, and consumers. In particular, B2C, business to consumers, fintech serve end users. These include neobanks. Neobank is 100% digital banks and banks with no physical branches using digital investment platform and apps for payment, personal finance management, or wealth management. Moreover, B2B, business to business, fintechs offer solutions to companies including banks, such as for managing customer credit in SaaS, software as a service. B2B, B2C, business to consumer, fintechs represent all the crowdfunding platforms in a general sense. Their goal is to connect people with projects to institutional and individual investors. Finally, insurtechs are fintechs devoted to car insurance, to home insurance, and data protection. They notably offer comparison tools and smart contracts for faster compensation. The interlinkage of finance and technology might seem like something recent, but has evolved over distinct eras. Fintech 1.0 starts with paper money and credit card. During Fintech 2.0, according to merchant enterprises, the first ATM was installed by Barclays in 1967 in London. In this era, the creation of Internet has opened the door for stock trading, online banking, and e-commerce. Fintech 3.0 is marked by the emergence of new players alongside the already existing ones such as banks, the release of Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. This is followed by the introduction of Google Wallet in 2011 and Apple Pay in 2014. Fintechs today and future is powered by innovation, where bank and fintech startups go hand in hand to reinvent their online operation, such as online banks, electronic payments, and online loan. But existing financial service providers continue to dominate in deposits, lending, and raising capital, while at the same time adopting new technologies and either competing or collaborating with new tech startups. Let's see this video to see the development of fintech over the years.
Fintech is a very broad sector with a long history. Technology has always played a key role in the financial sector. According to a paper by Arner, Barbaras, and Ross, the key periods in the timeline of Fintech are: Fintech 1.0, 1886 to 1967 is about infrastructure. Fintech 2.0, 1967 to 2008 is about banks. Fintech 3.0, 2008 to current period is about startups. Fintech 1.0. This is an era when we can first start speaking about financial globalization. It started with technology such as the telegraph as well as railroads and steamships that allowed for the first time rapid transmission of financial information across borders. The first electronic fund transfer system, which relied on now archaic technologies such as the telegraph and Morse code. The 1950s brought us credit cards to ease the burden of carrying cash. Fintech 2.0. This period marks the shift from analog to digital and is led by traditional financial institutions. It was the launch of the first handheld calculator and the first ATM installed by Barclays Bank that marked the beginning of the modern period of fintech in 1967. There were various significant trends that took shape in the early 1970s, such as the establishment of NASDAQ, the world's first digital stock exchange. The 1980s saw the rise of bank mainframe computers, and the world is introduced to online banking, which flourished in 1990s with the internet and e-commerce business models. Fintech 3.0. The release of Bitcoin version 0.1 in 2009 is another event that has had a major impact on the financial world, and was soon followed by the boom of different cryptocurrencies. Smartphone has also become the primary means by which people access the internet and use different financial services. Fintech today. On the one hand, fintech startups have taken funding from banks to deliver their core products. Banks, on the other hand, have acquired fintech startups or invested in them to leverage new technology and ways of thinking to upgrade their existing operations and offerings. Hopefully, this retrospective look into the evolution of fintech will help to sum up the long way we have come until today and put into perspective the busy times ahead of us.